Welcome, guys. We're going to talk about alphabetical order for a minute. You guys should have already watched the video. So when we talk about alphabetical order, we're talking about organizing words so that they kind of match our alphabets. So our alphabets, if you go ahead and sing the song, start at A and they end at Z. So between those, we have a whole bunch of letters, right? And they have a specific order they go in. So after A, we would not say X, right? We know that after A is B. So this helps us organize words when we are trying to find words like in a dictionary, okay? So dictionary is an example of where we would find some words that are alphabeticalized. So this is to help us make it easy on us so that we can find what we need quicker, okay? So what if the words were just jumbled up in the book, right? There are a lot of books in the dictionary. How can we find the word that we want? So we alphabetize these words. So another example where this happens is if you get in DVDs from a DVD store. They organize them usually by title. And then we have, you can get books from a bookstore. They might organize the books or their authors by title. So we have some example words right here, and we're gonna try and organize these titles. So I want you to pause the video and try to put these 4 words in alphabetical letter. All right. So remember alphabetical letters. If we want to alphabetize these letters, we need to look at that first letter in each word, okay? So right here we have R for rat, B, book, J, jelly, and B, bed. So if I think of the alphabets, I know A is the first one. None of these words begin with the letter A. B is the second letter in my alphabets. I have 2 words here that begin with B. I have book and I have bed. So how do we know which word goes first? Well, that's an easy question because we still use alphabetical order to figure that out. So we already know that our first letters are the same. So I'm going to go ahead and check that off. Now we're going to look to our second letter. So in both words, what are your second letters? Well, in book, we have the O. And in bed, we have the E. Okay? So again, think about your alphabets. Which letter comes first? Is it B, is it O, or is it E? If you said E, you were correct. So that means out of those 2 letters, if we were looking in the dictionary to find these 2 words, we would find the word bed before we come to the word book, okay? And that is because when we look in our dictionaries and we alphabetize these letters and these words, E comes before O, although they have the same letter B. So we would both find these words in our B section in our dictionaries, but they will not be on the same page because both of these words have 2 different vowels. All right, so number 3, what do you guys think would be our next word we would find if we're looking in a dictionary? We have jelly or rats. Think about your alphabets again. Does R come before J or J comes before R? If you said J for jelly, you were correct. J comes before that R in jelly. So your next word is jelly. And that would mean that your final word would be rat. Rat is all the way almost to the end of your alphabets when you go ahead and say them. So you guys will be working on 1.1 and you're going to use your spelling words and you're going to write out your ABCs if you would like for extra practice, but I believe they're in your workbook. So you're going to use your ABCs to try and alphabetize the spelling words that we have for this week. Okay? Again, if you have not watched the video, go back and watch it. All right, so today you guys will be working on 1.1. So go ahead and find this in your Unit 5 books. All right, so we're going to go over what a noun is and what a verb is quickly, okay? So a noun names a person, place, thing, or an idea, okay? Or even animals. But mainly when we talk about nouns, we refer to places, things, or people, right? A verb is an action word, okay? So a verb can show action. And we learned about verbs that are helping verbs like are, is, and be, all right? So today we're going to be talking a little bit more or a little bit about another type of grammar word. That word is the word adjectives, okay? All right, so let's look at this sentence that I have here. We're going to find the verb and the noun. All right, I want you guys to pause the video and see if you can find this on your own. All right, so if you said that our noun was Mary, and put N for noun, and your noun was tree, you were correct, okay? Mary's a person, tree is a thing. If you said your verb was the word saw, you would be correct, okay? So looking at this sentence again, Mary saw a tree. How could we be more specific about which tree Mary is seeing? Could we think of some words to describe and tell more about the tree Mary saw? We probably can, right? So we can say that Mary saw a tall tree. We can say that Mary saw a big tree. We can say Mary saw a green tree. We can even say Mary saw a oak tree, a pine tree, a limp tree, a strong tree. So all of those words talk about what kind of tree we or Mary saw. So a adjective is a part of speech which describes a noun. So our noun was tree, and all of those words that we said. So if I wrote, Mary saw a strong tree, strong tells us what kind of tree it is. And again, tree was our noun. So the adjective explains more about something, gives us some details, okay? And the noun is basically what we're talking about here. So we're talking about the tree, and we want to say it's strong. All right. So again, adjectives are words that describe nouns, words that make things more interesting, okay? So if you've ever heard a teacher say, put some more details into your work, that just means put some adjectives in as well, okay? If you said you had a rough day, you might want to explain what the rough day was about. All right, so we're going to do some example sentences. We're going to find the nouns and then write some possible adjectives that go along with our nouns. All right, so our first sentence is, Jack is eating candy. All right, what is our noun? What is our noun? All right. So in this sentence, you should have seen that our nouns noun that we're going to be describing is the word candy. Jack is also a noun. It is a person, but we're going to look at the word candy. So I'm going to write that word right in here. Let me type it actually. Our word is candy. Delete that. All right, so what are some possible adjectives to describe candy? It says Jack is eating candy. What can we say about this candy? What kind of candy is it? Okay, this candy might be sweet candy. This candy might be good candy. This candy might be chocolate candy. This candy might be stale chocolate candy, okay? So again, our adjectives are describing our nouns. So here are adjectives. An adjective describes the noun, okay? So all of these words right here talk about the candy. Let's do another one. Number 2 says, John is playing with the dog. Okay? John is playing with the dog. What do you think our noun that we will be describing is? Well, if you said the word dog, you are absolutely correct. And again, John is a noun because he's a person, but we're going to describe the word dog. Okay? So here we go, dog. And what possible words can we use to describe this dog? What kind of dog is he playing with? He might be playing with a spotted dog. He might be playing with a friendly dog. He might be playing with a brown dog. He might be playing with an old dog. So all these words describe dog. They either talk about what something looks like, they might talk about what something feels like, what color something is, or the age of something, okay? So descriptive words usually talk about those few different things, okay? All right, so we're gonna do the next one together. I see a slide. What is our noun? All right, so our only noun in here is the word slide. Slide. So what can we say to describe this slide? I see a blank slide. What are some words that you came up with? What about, I see a long slide? That tells us the size, right? I see a yellow slide. This tells us the color. I see a rusty slide. It tells us the kind of slide, okay? I see a new slide. This tells us our age, the age of the slide, right? So adjectives, they can tell you the distance of something. It can tell you the color, how something is. It can tell you the age of something, right? And the last one, I want you guys to go ahead and pause the video and do this one on your own. All right, now that you're back, let's do it together. Look at the cat. So in this sentence, you should have found that the word cat is our noun. words can we use to describe the word cat? Well, we might say, look at the black cat. Look at the baby cat. Look at the pretty cat. So in this, it's telling us how old something is, how something looks, as well as the color of something. So adjectives describe. They're usually descriptive words. So they can tell us color. They can tell us a number. They can be any type of number or age. They can tell us what something looks like. So the look of something. Okay. So there are a few of the things that an adjective does. All right, so you guys are finished with 1.1 today and your grammar lesson. You're going to continue reading your story that you read from yesterday. Please see the next slide for directions on what you will be doing.